Hi, welcome back to the extended. Like I was saying previously, the basis of this reading is the King of Pentacles Strength card, Four of Wands, Emperor. It tells me that we're manifesting a spot for ourselves, but there needs to be some kind of standing up, rising up, leveling up. Now, a couple things. There was some repression from some energy wanting to manipulate. The other, the other, the other energy here is that we might need some courage. We were also misattributed. There was some energy here of expecting us to be more than we are. Remember, Saturn in the first house, we tend to be overestimated. Mercury in the first house, we tend to be underestimated. We tend to be any energy that's seen in the first house. So we also are getting Mars here in the first house. That energy is one of masculinity or um, like a driven energy. Baba's working. Baba's working, honey. Okay. So I just want to check on this Mars in the first house right quickly, and then we're really going to do is look into the masculine and feminine here, or each energy of the connection. I understand that I'm using masculine and feminine. It doesn't actually mean assigned or identified. Okay, there's an internal and external. There's an introverted and extroverted. There's a way that the energy hits in a connection, even if it's like same sex or non-dual or non-binary, whatever, what have you, so on and so forth. Okay. In the modern day, and I'm going to tell you something, most of the universe is a little bit queer, especially in the higher realms. Okay, it tends to be a little bit more finite in the lower realms, and if it isn't, it's something that's profane. Okay, so when I say queer, it's an all-encompassing fluidity versus, you know, our understanding of gay down here is off. It's off. Yeah, so this masculine energy, we need to step into this energy that we're seen as, and that's an unfortunate thing because it's like as we're being driven or, manipulated or peer pressured into something, whether seeing that there's a need and feeling called to step into it, or does that make sense? One should be natural and organic, and the other one shouldn't be contrived. But there's three energies that could be seen in the first house more. I was saying Mercury, but it's Mars, Saturn, or Jupiter. And so we shouldn't be seeming as Saturn or Mars. We should be seeming as Jupiter. So Jupiter has a benevolent energy. It has a teaching energy. It has a divine energy. But also Mars is the boyfriend because he wants to lay it on you. But Jupiter is the husband because he wants to protect you. And protecting doesn't always mean keep you safe. It also means guard your vulnerabilities or honor your wishes, protect your boundaries, protect your peace. It's not always that we need protection. It's not that the boogeyman or the ooga booga or the hoodlum down the streets don't come get us. Sometimes protecting us just means making sure that our boundaries and standards aren't overridden or bypassed or diluted or dismissed. Okay. So I said what I said. If you want me, let me know. Okay, so I was trying to pull on the masculine, but the feminine came through with that song, and there's some kind of, well, okay, no, this is a continuation about the Jupiter message. It's as if we need to take. Oh, this is so annoying. I'm just agitated. Okay, I just need to let it out so I can move on. Um, there's some make the best. Okay, this reading is just agitating me because it's so expansive and it keeps going. Like I'm in a different. I, it's a different. It's the next day. It's not 24 hours later, but it's the next day. I'm in a different mood. I've even had a wardrobe change, and or new bottoms at least. And it's not cooperating. It's just the same energy here. So I was trying to move on to with the masculine, but the feminine popped up with that message. If you want me, let me know. And then when I went to read on the feminine just now, we have a secured message more about this continuation of the Jupiter energy. What not to do is to throw a tantrum. And let me be very precise with that statement. Throw a tantrum about not being seen, not being understood, not being heard, not being felt. I hate to say this. Men are only valuable for what they can contribute. Men are only, and I'll say it different. Men are only respected if they're valuable. And hey, value is different strokes for different folks. Some energies recognize value that others wouldn't. Sometimes people think value is money, but the same man with a different woman would value his kindness, his patience, his some women would value his dress or his ability to make her look good. Different women are going to see different value, but that's what I'm trying to say. Men are only respected if they can provide value. That's just one of those things. And arguing about it isn't the point. Even if you feel that there's another point, it's not about making a point. There are some things in life, and I don't want to say this less is more, but what I am saying is, give me a second, give me a moment. Um, what I am saying is like, if this is something that we don't agree, we just move on and go to where there's areas where we agree. You know what I mean? Sometimes the argument's not worth it. Sometimes convincing somebody or proving a point isn't worth it. Sometimes knowing your own worth or knowing your own values or knowing your own ideals, that is the victory in and of itself. Maturity is the ability to pick and choose what fights that you have and what mountains that you die on, what hilltops you die on. So we got this message about a little bit of like sucking up and biting the bullet, a little bit about leaning into the discomfort, and that's a masculine trait. I had to keep going because I destroyed that, and now we had to bring something back. So this is something true too, because there's this oppositional female that's or priestess. It doesn't have to be a female, but it would be a priestess. The difference between a priest and a priestess is that a priest presides over. They speak over, lord over, preside over. A priestess actually hosts. So a priest will call the spirit down. A priestess will sometimes be the vessel of, the channel of. There's a slight subtle difference. They both are highly ranked, they're both highly spiritual, they're both highly gifted. Okay, but there's a small, slight, and I know we might think, oh, male, female, priest, priestess. Okay, maybe in the third dimension, but that's not actually true. Um, there is some kind of hidden figure here of a magical nature, of a spiritual nature that's doing the most. And somebody might recognize characteristics, attributes, qualities in either us or this person that we're connected to. And they might also be harboring some kind of rage because they're not able to elicit, solicit, evoke, invoke certain qualities, attributes, characteristics out of one of us in this connection that they want to. And then also, I just want to say they may feel like wronged or harmed because they were expecting something like I'm just going to say what I'm getting. They were expecting some type of masculine quality trait out of one of us, okay, and they didn't get it. They weren't able to press upon or encourage or, do you know what I mean? And this archetype is very broad. So there's the dark feminine, which is just using your femininity, which is usually loving, caring, nurturing, kindness, to harm and to abuse. It could be anything from a deceptive, a betraying mother, a betraying grandmother, a betraying aunt, a betraying wife, a betraying daughter, a betraying sister. It could be anything. That's the dark feminine. Now, when we have then it does, then we expand because that's the core of the dark feminine, but we have different offshoots, different flavors. So then we move into the femme fatale, which is always around sexuality and dependency, both of those. So what they present is sensuality, sexuality, but what's underneath is dependency. And the reason why they become fatal is because when their dependency is rejected, their heart isn't a full heart. It's like a quarter of a heart or a half of a heart. So then a coldness, a callousness, a cruelness comes out because they're rejected, but they don't know how to say, oh, wow, my vulnerability was expressed and this person didn't meet me. It's time to move on to somebody who's safe. No, what their mind or heart or soul perceives is, oh, I targeted you. You wouldn't be my victim. Now I'm going to destroy you. Okay, so that's the dark. That's one of the dark archetypes. We call that the femme fatale. There's also the damsel, which is somebody who really can't support themselves and they always latch onto someone else. And whether they have a helplessness, hopelessness, or they're only feigning it, what it is an unwillingness or an inability to stand on one's own. Meaning, okay, and let me just be what that means in reality is that neither party is whole while they're in the connection. So a damsel, whether they're trying to or not, erodes the sanctity of the connection because in order to be holy, you need to do your part on earth to remain whole. If you're whole on earth, in the heavens, you will be holy. And if you are healed, which means you will be whole. But see, if you're co-signing and shucking and jiving and massaging and assuaging and hiding the truth and denying the facts just to take care of somebody, how whole are you really? Okay. So this is all stuff that's coming through here, and we're tuning into the masculine, but we're talking a lot about the feminine. And I'm getting all of this from this first house Mars, first house Jupiter, first house Saturn. It's saying like the Jupiter is to save me, be my God, be my husband, be my Lord, be my Savior. Take it as it resonates. And I'm still hearing that. If you want me, let me know. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Is it where's my money, where's my clothes? I don't actually know. A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly. Now, okay, so now it's just some feminine empowerment. I don't want your number. I don't want to give you my... Because there's achievement here and accomplishment here. There's some kind of moving on, moving forward. Yeah, so that's exactly what this is. Once we do find God or creator source energy, once we do align with the all that is, once we're on our sacred mission and living our purpose, entering the calling in our life, we're kind of useless to this energy. And honestly, it's the outside energy because they need somebody on a toxic frequency, on a low vibration, so that their games can work. Once we're no longer willing to play the toxic game, it's like they're rendered neutral. You see what I'm saying? They become timid and we become withdrawn. A pair of eights as well. So there's this energy here. I haven't spotted it until now, but I did detect it. They're trying to get us to leave our path and go over to them. They want us to lose like interest in where we're heading, and that's what I was getting when I first started the reading was like, what is this suppression, oppression energy? What is this manipulation trying to control energy? It's almost like they found some halfway attractive male or they found some halfway attractive person and they tried to lure them into their whatever, not really like this person was barely activated yet. This person was still healing through whatever. They might have been a late bloomer or they might have been on their own. And this person was actually trying to say no or trying to just be as friendly as possible. And they doubled down and quadrupled down and also targeted and got nasty with the targeting instead of just respecting somebody's boundaries. But I guess that's why demons are demons and witches are witches, because they don't respect free will or boundaries. Now, let's check into this king and queen of pentacles. Who's this king? Because I know it's one masculine. Since we have the emperor, the king of pentacles, and the king of swords, but there's also the queen of swords and the queen of pentacles. So the empress may come out. Okay, tell me about this emperor. L'imperatore. Okay. Can get with a baby that so no. I don't want the number. Okay, it's really going in my head. And I love me some TLC, oh my gosh. I miss Left Eye so much every day. I miss Left Eye, I miss Aaliyah, I miss Selena every day, every day. Um, 20 years later, I still miss them. I still miss them. King of Wands is coming out now, so that's massive action or somebody muy caliente and very attractive. But there's some kind of loss here. So there's some stripping or some being left out in the cold or some turning off, tuning off. So something's getting debilitated or destabilized or it's a plan that's not working, an agenda that's going nowhere. Somebody's laid a lot of groundwork and a lot of grooming to get something off the ground and it went nowhere. Ah, no one. It's not funny, but it is hilarious. I don't mean to laugh, but I do mean to cackle. Yeah, so this is a bad elder. Somebody got a hold of a preebie. Who knows if it's even prepubescent, but it's more about like a newbie, a neophyte, a novice. They got somebody just getting on the game, just getting on track. And Eremitia and the devil, unless it's teaching about business, it literally is a bad elder or a bad teaching. And with this five, I'm gonna say it's not. It's not a good because what I got was that they were grooming, and that's when the devil came up. They found this person who in the future, because he's facing towards the right, in the future could be big, mighty, and very, very sexy, or big energy. Oh no, I'm hearing BDE. And you know what? I hate to say this, but in the practice, I've been seeing that gross energy that we don't want to talk about, where the mother is in love with the child, and the child doesn't even have to be the opposite sex. Let's move on. I won't say anymore. I have a tendency to see negative things in my line of work, so I know it's not universal, but culturally, we do know what I'm talking about. In certain cultures, it's a prevalence. Okay. scrub. So this person wants a relationship with somebody that they should be teaching and helping and healing and raising up, not. And we've had five after five after five. We have the Five of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles, now we have the Five of Cups, and it's grooming. Seven of Pentacles has been here the whole time. It's grooming. This is some, okay, so this masculine energy, Imperatore, was groomed. And we need to do the extension, but let's just check into this Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Without the Empress, I would say that they're different people. However, it's matching l'Imperatore. It's matching the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So I'm going to just, on a prayer, take it as the same and take it as separate. So if this was the same as if it was Imperatrice, what would that mean? Imperatrice. Okay, it would have been, there's a spot here. And then we have, so when I pulled on the masculine, the King of Wands came out. Lay it down. Pull through, come hard, come harder. So I just, before I move on to the feminina, let me say something. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if we don't really know what's up, we've got to, what am I trying to say? Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's new, we've got to do that thing that everybody's trying to get out of us, but we don't have to do it for those people. We need to do it for this one person that we care about or that we're connected to or that we want to protect from the rest of the ugly or the nasty. Just because everybody's chickadee clucking saying, oh, you're not, why you ain't, why you gotta, la di da, yada yada, we don't have to worry about them. Who's the one that has our gaze? Who's the one that gets our attention? Who's the one that our heart beats for? Go and do it with that person. And you don't got to be perfect, but you just got to be moving. And you do need to evolve, meaning each day you got to be a little better than the previous. Or say it this way, each low point needs to be higher than the last low point. Did you see what I did? Each low point needs to be higher than the last low point. So you can fail into success, but you better be running, rushing, jumping towards success. That's just what I gotta say. So there was a spot, or is a spot. When I pulled on the masculine, we got the King of Wands. When I pulled on the feminine, we got the Queen of Regina de la Copas, the Queen of Cups. With also Infante de Bastioni, the Page of Wands. So there's something virginal or new about them, and they're itching for a scratching. They need some kind of excitement with Unda Copa, so that can be ecstasy or heart opening. I'm hearing ecstasy. Okay, wow. Okay. So okay, and it's back to Strigeria Benedetti. So there is some kind of manifestation. I don't know what I'm getting. What I'm sensing is that there's a witch here, well hidden, doing a good job at hiding. They almost thought that they could take the space of this feminine because something was going to be manifested. When you see these two cards together, the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, destined victory, number one, destined win, not victory, destined win. Wheel of Fortune with the Chariot would be destined victory. Destined win, Wheel of Fortune with the Sun. But also, that's the manifestation. It's basically having the Sun conjunct Jupiter. It's the manifestation. Happens once every little while. I'm hearing, let me know, let me know. Okay, so if this is not La Imperatrice, uh-oh, we got a reaction on that. Yeah, you see, this is an interloper. Some little spy, oportunidad, opportunist. This is a contester, a competitor, a competitor, an adversary, a hater. Not a hater asshole, but a hater. Now, I would still say HAS, but La Superbia, peacock. Look at me, pick me, pick me. You see that? Pick me, pick me. This is a pick Misha, Jezebella, a Carmela. Yeah, it's a no. See, that might also be part of it. So remember, I was giving that guidance before. To the masculine, even if you're not comfortable, even if you haven't done it before, it's best to just do that thing everybody's wanting you to do, which is act like a perdón, pardon, permiso, excuse me. The word is act like a man, and I don't actually know what I mean by that because I'm disgusted by that language. But they're wanting this behavior out of the masculine. Now, what I can see is that the masculine might just need to respect the one that's his girl or that wants to be his girl. Does that make sense? So, like, if you're really attractive and you have all these, HEAUX around you, chasing after you, your person doesn't need to be concerned because you and your person should have a level of respect. Meaning, if somebody gets too close, you're going to say, hey, you're crossing a line, you're crossing a boundary, you got to dip. Let's take some space for a while. You can come back around when you learn how to be respectful. If that's not happening, then it's a diss to the girl. It's a diss to whoever he's connected to. Does that make sense? So part of what this dark witch, part of the grooming was getting in there in some type of lovey-dovey, not like romantic, but um, bonded love, so that when one of the people that were close to the masculine, especially a romantic interest, said, "Hey, this older woman or this witch is a little bit weird, skeevy. The energy's not working." The masculine would defend the witch and not this divine feminine that was coming around. Did that make sense? Like there was some, no, okay, the word I just heard was poisoning, but I wanted to say grooming. Yeah, but that was it, slowly grooming, and they were successful, and it lasted for a while. Remember, I was talking about the chariot conjunct, or the chariot coming out with the wheel of fortune as the destined. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and extend this because now I have clarity. I don't see this dark witch yet, and that still gives me pause. Okay, well, Lover's card, Ace of Wands, Fool card. There's new love, and then there's the Empress. So we've lost the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, but we still have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. But now we have the Empress with the Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the Emperor. The only thing we're missing is la temperante, the temperance card. But to be honest, with the Four of Wands, I could still take this, especially with the Ace of Cups here. Judith, okay, so we've even got to go to the throne here. There's been a decision. There's a decision about to be spoken through our souls. Do I have enough hydration? This got juicy. Okay, so, and less confusing. Thank gosh. Oh my gosh, that was awful. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Well, to start, lovers, Ace of Swords, Full card, Emperor, Six of Cups, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, Six of Cups is desiring healing, desiring reconciliation, desiring grace or anointing, desiring anointing. It's desiring a reconciliation, it's desiring sanctuary and safe space. The reconciliation would be coming with an Empress, a divine feminine, who is a potential love. Now, if this is a potential love, the love is mutual. Two of Cups, Four of Wands, there's some kind of pending union. It's still confirmed because we lost the other ace, but we gained an ace. So we still got to do this. Okay. So, nah. After you back it up, then stop. I'm kidding. I was going to say, now look at here, look at here. Okay. So, Leone, what is this? What is this? Viola. Okay. I'm still hearing Russian. Pardon. I'm in better spirits now because this isn't as confusing, but the work is almost doubled. I, I don't know why I ever expect to get in and get out quickly. I just don't understand. Okay. We have wordless, difficult differences, Leo, tumultuous lives. These are almost the exact same cards that came out before in a different order. Now there's the clarifiers are a bit different. Future focus, possibly, maybe, probably, yes. Maybe leaning towards a yes. Okay. I said a possibly, maybe, probably not. Is that Bjork? Dang. I said a possibly, maybe, probably not. I said a possibly, maybe. Ooh, ooh, possibly, maybe. That takes me back. Oh, is that in like the 90s? Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Uh-oh, we got a reaction. We got a reaction to wordless and difficult differences. And the reaction was twin flame. Not surprised with the four wands here. And we also have the soulmate union. It's already here. We're connected to a soulmate, divine masculine, divine feminine, empress, emperor, lovers, two of cups, four of wands. We're connected here. We had the king of swords, queen of swords, king of pentacles, queen of pentacles. Now, the queen of swords, queen of pentacles went away, but the empress came in the extended. And the clarification we have, we're being called to the throne for clarification. So let's do that now. I don't like to keep Baba waiting. That's my bad. Excuse me. I'll apologize. There's no specificity here, so I'm just gonna okay. So there's a return of some kind. Somebody is desiring an audience. They may feel entitled to an audience. Something might need to be addressed. They might got a bone to pick. If Tanya is joining us. Yes, there will be an audience. Oh, hi, darling. You know, Papa is working. Okay, honey. What do we say? 30 seconds. You only got 30 seconds. We need to make up our minds, sweet thing. Oh, hi, baby. Okay. Yes, it's okay. Okay. Mm, you're fine. I'm just gonna lean forward, okay, sweetheart? So there we will receive an audience, but guess what's behind it? Projection, some kind of steady magic that's been going on for a while related to some kind of altar. And I wouldn't, it's a defense. So if we do make it through this barrier, it's over for whatever this dark witch is doing. And that might be why we're being called to the throne here, because I think this, whatever issues or obstacles we had, was to keep this divine feminine safe. These two cards together can talk about social isolation or even like not really exile, but like shunning. I said, or possibly maybe, probably not. So that was a very precise and succinct message. Let's see what your Empress has to say, Liberatrice. Uh-oh, we're not done. Yeah, so this was securing the divine feminine in the situation. Um, there was a lot of projection around this. It backfired because there's just a lot of healing, and we keep moving to divine vibrations. I think part of this attack was predicated upon us going into some nasty, crusty, musty, dusty, disgusting spiritual energy, but we stayed high vibe. Now that we stayed high vibe about it, it's not like this energy is going to be able to work very well. It's true. We were fair and balanced, and we kept aligning and realigning and aligning and realigning, and we wouldn't stop. That was literally our modus operandi. And all that gave the other side to work with was defeat after defeat after defeat. And so their hopes, wishes, dreams, aspirations were kind of shat on, and they ended up falling into the hole that they dug. Their victory was dismantled, destroyed. They had to vacate the throne essentially because it wasn't really theirs. It was designed for someone else. That's what the conflict was. So let's see what's happened, because we've secured something now. It might be that we've secured our person, whether it's the divine masculine or feminine. Instead of possibly maybe. Yeah, what I said is in alignment. It's the truth. I gotta move you, baby. You're slipping. Oh, my sweetheart. You're slipping, honey. I don't want you to get scared with them bobcat nails. You do a little bit of damage. I'm more into cheetahs, but I got a bobcat. Oh, wrong card. Perdón. Yeah, so we are really just discerning. We see it all now. I can see it all now. I can see it all now. I can see it. They are not letting me stop this work. It's like never ending. I don't want to be at the table. I don't want to be working. I want some time to myself. And this reading is consuming me. You feel the energy here, honey? Okay, you're slipping. You gotta adjust your seat, babe. And Baba's working. You need to behave quickly. Okay, you don't care, do you? I know you speak the English, girl. Why? Okay, baby. Look at her. Oh my gosh, you're adorable, baby. Just stay put, honey. You're fine. I got you. Yeah, I can see it. Ooh! I hear the angels going. Okay, so yeah, the angels have been intervening, but I don't see the angelic intervention except the Seven of Wands. Usually, the Seven of Wands plus the Three of Pentacles will tell me. Oh, but there's an alert here. Ah, oh, ah, ah, I can see it all. I can see it all. Oh my gosh, and we have all. Okay, I misspoke. We have a triple four. We have a triple six. Oh, baby. And we have a double knight. Well, a double seven, double knight is enough of angelic protection for me. Ah, oh, I can see it all. I can see it all. Well, what that tells me, oh, that was a mic drop. This is Pu Anubis. It's faded out here because this is one of my face cards. Um, Pu Anubis, we know who he is, but he is not the god of death as we think. He's the god of funerary rites, transformations, ultimate transformations, irrevocable passages. He actually guards the temple door. I call him the jackal spirit, regardless if he's, you know, because he also guards mysteries, not the keeper of mysteries like Sekhmet, but guards access to them, like access to the journey that leads to the place where you would be able to petition for that mystery. Yeah, so we're not being let out at all. I want to stop. I'm kind of exhausted. I'm overheated. I need to hydrate. I need to gain my bearings. But complaining about it's not going to do nothing. I know, sweetheart. Papa's working. Papa's working. Give me a moment, babe. You clearly need some attention, or some spirit has entered and she likes it. Yeah, so God is watching you. Whatever happened, it was in the hand of God because there were some terms and conditions, but it was you don't need to get aggressive, baby. Baba's working. Do you understand? So there were some delays and backfires and stuff, but it was necessary and it was all in the grand design. There needs to even be a little bit of disappointment to set us free in some kind of way. But okay, watch the attitude, babe. But it was helpful and beneficial. Also, we might have needed a few more experiences or a few more feelings to learn some type of skill or something of that nature. Learn our talents. We needed to know what our talents were because we would have tarnished our destiny without it. There's some kind of, I'm hearing cancellation, but maybe karma gets canceled out because normally this is purgatory and hell. It's kind of like a hell high water combination. But it also could be canceling out karma because now there's some kind of, it's called expediation here or expediting, expedition. And it's a journey through night now, but one of high wisdom. You can see I'm a little bit encumbered here. Yeah, and I am hearing that song. Ah, oh, ah, yeah, ah. I can see it all. I can see it all. I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, new love is coming in, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a new lover. It could be like a renewal in love from an old lover. It's like the heart is opening up again, a new opening of the heart. Turn around. Oh my gosh, baby. Come on. You're a little bit too needy right now, sweetheart. Papa's working. Papa's working. Okay, sweetie? Give me a moment. Let me finish my job. Oh, I see. She's still in her needy season. I get it. That makes complete sense. Okay. You want to take a breather? No, she had needs. What are you doing? Let me know. Okay, that's what's going on. She's still in her needy season. I thought maybe the goddess was with me and she was happy to be around. She don't care about me. Are you going or coming? Okay, baby. Come back later. What did we find out here? Hmm. So I'm just gonna leave this extended donation so that because we had a large gap where the cab was interrupting. Um, but we found out a few things. There's definitely a dark witch here. I have not been able to pinpoint her. Um, that's uncomfortable to me because I don't know what that means. All it means is that there was negative energy on the masculine. Okay, now I know what it means. It means that there was negative energy on the masculine, and as And a result, the feminine was withheld from union with the masculine out of a protective measure. It was like protective custody from the divine, that kind of divine intervention, which is really in reality protection. Turn around, bright eyes, and beneath your eyes. It was to protect free will. Yeah. So whatever, meaning whatever the reason why the feminine was kind of pushed to the periphery while the masculine went through this level up, boss up, handle up, G up, and I hate to say man up, which is not, I don't do that gender language because it's offensive and I'm non binary myself, or queer, I should say. Um, I'm Indigenous Two-Spirit myself. That's a third gender. The feminine was pushed to the periphery so that the masculine could boss up a little bit because this energy that was expected out of them was partly grooming, but from a dark feminine. And part of the reason why the feminine was pushed to the periphery is so that the masculine could learn to protect the feminine, not just in terms of like, oh, let me make sure that no predators are coming after you, but also like, if my energy is not clear and clean, whatever's trying to attach to me is also going to attach to you. But also, like, I need to be strong enough to say no to people, to tell them to, like, collect your marbles up off the floor, tighten yourself up, or I'm going to have to take some space. And it could be temporary until you learn how to learn some respect, or it could be permanent, which means I'll see you next lifetime. You decide. See, until they can have that strength of character, strength of will, the feminine didn't have a cozy spot. The feminine was going to have to invest her time in other endeavors. Now we are a blessing to this other person, the person that we're connected to, the unicorn. That's the thing. We're some kind of diamond wrapped in gold, sprinkled with fairy dust. We have, okay, come on now. We have cosmic egg here. Now, there's also some smother mother energy, some smother energy. But when you have two of the circle cards, see the circle at the top, it means spirit. Okay, and there's only seven of the circle cards, which talks about the chakras. So this is the third eye chakra here. This is actually the crown, and then rabbit. So this is who we were before: timid, frightened. And even if that wasn't the case, we were at least alerting people to our vulnerabilities, and we seemed like prey. It doesn't matter what people think about the rabbit. What it means in this deck is that when we're spotted, we're seen as vulnerable. The way we conduct ourselves as if we're fearful. We're not walking down the street with confidence, for example. We're walking down the street looking over our shoulder, which makes somebody think, Oh, what do you have to hide? Why are you so nervous? Do you feel weak and vulnerable? Here, let me protect you. Meanwhile, I've gotten you alone in this dark alley. Now I'll be the only one to attack you. That's kind of what that means here. But really, we should be third chakra, dragon, if that makes any sense. So really what we need to do is be a provider. And it doesn't always mean like sustenance or physical wealth, but it can be. But it's a provider of stability. Just be sturdy, just be stable, just have boundaries, just have a sense of unity and a sense of family, and a little bit of a backbone. Stingray is really talking about the backbone. Turn around, riot eye. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now to know. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, we should have got to this deck right away. Okay, so this is what we've been looking for here. There is some type of third party interference. It says enemy, distrust, flirtatiousness, because there's some kind of inducement, but it's grooming. It's still grooming. There's some type of like lure or trick or con or something like that. And at the very least, it's bogging down the energy. See, the divine doesn't want the energy on this person that we're connected to. And once we figure it out, we'll know what to do. Miracle. So it's not like it wasn't ever going to work out for us, but until it worked out for us, we weren't going to be able to progress forward with things as we were and as they were. Because here's what it is, we should be ready to make a commitment here. Responsible confirmation assurance. We weren't, we were sick or whatever. Weakness, fragility, disease. Yeah, we were fragile because we were being yanked in many different directions. This is the opposite of l'imperatore, the opposite of emperor. The emperor takes command, is sturdy, leadership, vision, quickness of action, strength and spirit. Here it was like inconstant, like inconsistency. Okay, so we had to be ready so that we could stay ready because there was some kind of third party interference because we were about to come into a whole different turnaround. There was something very precious here to protect. And it was something that happens once in a lifetime. And that's something that it was a promise on our life from the time of our birth. So there were some consequences because we weren't paying attention and we weren't doing the right things. And we probably were la 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 la, can't hear you because there were too many voices talking, bullish, selfish, arrogant. But it's because a lot of people were talking. There were too many voices. We needed to have some transitions. And that's the story there. There's lovers and the two of cups. So this person that we're connected to has felt connected for a while. and they're waiting for a moment, an intimate moment. It's very, very precious. And there's some animosity around this from a third party, but here inside the connection, the love keeps profoundly growing for whatever reason. It's because it's heaven sent. Cupid is here, or some type of from a previous lifetime is here. So it doesn't matter who objects to this. The Lord has already ordained that that's what the four wands means. We have a triple six here. What is that about? Message from the other side. They're waiting on a message from us about this union because it's been ordained by the divine. Pardon me, I'm just getting a lot of downloads. And the song keeps going, turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. So it's like we're still vying for attention, or they're still vying for our attention or affection or affirmation or adoration or something of that nature. Because, yes, we've decided to move on, walk forward, but we can't. We don't, for whatever reason. And we still have this heart extending towards them. I don't know what I'm clarifying here, though. I was just looking at it's the ACEs. There's a commitment around the corner, and it's up to us to make it because we should want to work on stabilizing this. And that would be the invitation that this person is really looking for, whether they know it or not, because they are feeling a drive or desire for life. They want to have they want something exciting and exhilarating, and a new commitment would be great. What is this knight? You have a pair of knights. What is this knight? Okay, Four of Swords in reverse just means somebody is around. Somebody here is in the periphery trying to keep this thing on ice. And you see, there's nothing here that would suggest a reversal. There's not a five. It could be a 3, 5, 7, or 9 if it was swords, but there's no five or sword present. So this is not really a reversal. This actually means that this is coming from a third party. So there's been some delays. The delays are being processed because the truth is that there's actual love here. This person that we're connected to is going to keep trying, but who knows how long it's going to last. So we need to meet their efforts, match their efforts, and then, close the deal, frankly. And then, of course, if we're the feminine watching and not the masculine, just make sure that we make it very clear that the door is open and tell them that we're waiting for someone to walk through. And if they don't say, what do I got to do to walk through, then, we're free to move our energy elsewhere. But if we're the masculine, we need to knock on the door respectfully and politely and say, I'm going to enter somebody's door. I would like it to be yours. And I'm using, allegory here, or I'm speaking in metaphor. And I just saw a triple four, which is about locking it down. And it's definitely with the 4 of Wands. So it's not suppression, oppression, repression, depression. It's about getting to an opening of the heart here, actions of love. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Take good care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.